Hello everyone, welcome back to technology. Today we are going to have our last project for technology, and we are going to build this simple website for our last project, and I'm going to walk you through all the steps. So by the end of today's lesson, you'll be able to create something like this, just a simple web page with the background and the navigation. In the previous lesson, you watched on website structures and how to use margins and padding. So today I'm going to walk you through how to create a simple web page like this. So before starting, and when someone wants to create a website, it doesn't start by coding right away. It starts by designing a website. If you don't know how to design it, the person will turn to a website designer to design a website for him. Then he will start coding. So we always start with something concrete, something that we can see already, like this website. It can be on a paper or as an image. Then you will start coding from something that already exists, like an image. So this one we are going to consider it like an image, something that a designer has made for us, that we have to make it real. So as you can see in this website, we have a header, we have a banner, we have a section here, and down here we have the footer and the side notes. So I'm going to put all these things. I have already done it actually, but I'm going to walk you through. We're going to create a brand new folder where we're going to put our index and styles. We're going to structure it this way. So to get started, you're going to click on File, New Window, or Ctrl+Shift+N, because we want to create a brand new website, but we are going to get inspired from this website. Now you click on New File. In the new file, you can save it automatically. Ctrl+S. You see, not du fichier, so we are going to call it index. Our index. Index.html, and we are going to put it in mine. I'm going to put it somewhere else. You too, you have to choose where are you going to put your index. Mine, I'm going to put it in, let me look through. I think I can put it in download. Documents download. I save my HTML documents. So to create the structured code, so I'm just going to type exclamation marks and tab. You see, when you are in the Visual Code, in Visual Studio Code, you just type exclamation marks and your tab, and the key will pop up automatically. I'm going to name it I'm going to name it here in the title Final Project. This is going to be the title of my website, Final Project. I'd rather put it for Final Project B or C, because I already have another Final Project. But for you guys, you're just going to put Final Project, and then I'm going to link it to a website, to a style sheet. So I'm just going to tap link, enter. Then I'm going to name my style sheet style.css, because I'm going to create another file named style.css. So this is it so far, and we come down to the head. In the body, sorry, where we are going to structure our website. And I'd like all my website to be inside a container that I'm going to put a div container. Oh, sorry, div container. Inside the div, I'm going to type div. Okay, and this div container, I'm going to give it an ID of blog page, and this blog page, this ID will help me to style my all websites inside a container that's called div. So everything's going to be inside this container called web page, a blog page, sorry. And now we go back to our structure. We see that it starts with the header, so we're going to start coding the header, and for this we're going to use the header tag, header, and inside the header we have a navigation bar. You see, from home all the way to contact, navigation bar. So I'm going to use the nav tag, I'm going to use the nav, and inside the nav we have an ordered list. You will not see it as now, but we have an unordered list. And because of time, since I have already created an unordered list in my header, I'm just going to copy this unordered list and paste it here. Control V. So far you can see that we have an unordered list of home, blog, CV, and contact. I put the hashtag, the hash sign inside, which means that if you click on home, it will lead you to nowhere. So this href, I put the pound sign to show that if you click on home, like here, it will take you to nowhere. If I click, it doesn't take me nowhere, because we're just using one page website for demonstration. Okay, so far if I save my web page and I refresh it, it's in download. Let me go look for where is it. Let me look for where my web page is. Sorry, I put it in a folder that is a bit messy, but you guys should not put it in such a messy folder. It's fine now. Okay, this is the index. Okay, so far as you can see, I have only this, like home, blog, CV. Nothing special. Let's go back, continue our coding inside the index. After the nav, we are going to get out of the header. We have finished coding the header. We go down. As you can see, right down, right after the header, let's look for the final. Sorry, I'm looking for, yeah, this is it. After the header, we have this banner, this image of the bridge of San Francisco Bridge. So I'm going to put it inside a container that I'm going to call it div. Inside another container, inside a div container, and in here I'm going to call I can give it an ID an idea of a banner, because I will use banner to resize my image. And the images here, it's the image of San Francisco Bridge. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send this image in the same folder, in the download folder. I already have the image here. You guys, when you will download this image, put it in the same folder with your index. So I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to paste the San Francisco image here in the same folder. Let me check if it's there. San Francisco, not yet there, so I'm going to copy it again. Here is the image. I'm going to copy it because I want it to be in the same folder. Sorry, I'm copying this image. I want it to be in this folder. Okay, I think it's already there. So let me change my view. Okay, look for San Francisco. I want to make sure that my image is here. Yes, it's right there, San Francisco. It's right there. Okay, now let's go back to the banner. So I'm going to put the image inside this. So I'm going to use the image tag, image source equal, and it's San Francisco JPEG, and I'm just going to copy it from here. Image JPEG San Francisco alt banner. Okay, so this is my image. I have put it inside the div container. Control S. I save it. Let me refresh and see if I'm going to see it in my web page. Okay, this is it. We have the San Francisco Bridge inside. So after the San Francisco Bridge, we have another sections down here where we have this article and this side notes. So all these things, these two, I'm going to put it inside a container called section. I'm going to put it inside a container called section. Section. Inside the sections, I'm going to put an article. This article is this part from here right to here. It's an article, and this part we are going to call it a site. So I'm going to write article. So inside article, I have 3 paragraphs. 1, 2, 3. That is, I start with the header that says I am a teacher at FLA. So you guys would write something like I am a student at FLA. So we start with the H1 type that says I am a .fla. Control S, and under it we have a three paragraph, and this paragraph is made of lorem. So lorem is I've generated lorem ipsum node, so you know how it works with Visual Studio Code. So when you are inside your paragraph, you just type lorem. You see there's a lorem here. If you click on it, a text will appear, and we are going to wrap it. We are going to wrap the text in view, toggle word wrap. The text will be wrapped. The same, I'm going to repeat, I'm going to copy and paste it 2 times. Control V. If you want your own text, you can type your own text. So for this example, I'm just using lorem. Control S. If we go back to our web page, see what it will look like. Okay, we have lorem, which is paragraph. Now we are going to code the aside. We are done with the article. Oh, sorry. We are done with the article, so I'm going to code the aside. I'm still inside the section. I'm going to code the aside. My aside article. By aside, I mean this thing. This one. This part about the teacher. This is an aside note. We are going to code the aside. So in the side it says about the author. It's an H1. So we are going to start with an H1. H1 says about the author. About the author. Good. Control S. And after that there's a paragraph, a lorem paragraph. So we are just going to copy this lorem paragraph. Control C. And paste it down here. Control V. S. Saved. So let's go back and see how it looks like. I know so far it doesn't look that special. You see, the about the author is right down here, but we are going to code it with CSS to bring it as an aside note. And to finish, we have our footer. Let me show you the footer. You see the footer is just right down here. Copyright 2020 created by Deodat. So this is what we are going to do. You guys are going to put your own name. So we are outside of the section this time. We have finished coding the sections. We are outside the section. We are going to put the footer. So we use the footer tag. Inside the footer tag, I'm just going to write copyright by Deodat, and I'm going to use the small tag, small, so that the text will appear small. And inside the small tag, I'm just going to write copyright 2020 created by Deodat. You will write your own name actually. Control S. Let's go check it out. Refresh. We are going to see it right down here. This is it. Okay, so far we are done with the CSS. This is what our website looks like without, oh, we are done with HTML, sorry. This is what our website looks like without any CSS. Now, this is the first part. We are going to move on to the second part where we are going to apply our styles. So to get started, we are going to add another file. So I'm going to type Control N to create another CSS. No, a CSS file. So Control S, and I'm going to name it style.css. Style.css. This is it. We have our style. It's already linked with our index. Remember when we typed the exclamation mark, no, when we typed link enter, we had linked our style sheet already. So let's get started. We want to create our first style. So we're going to start with the principal elements of the page. So to make our page organized, I'm going to start with the note. So when I type this way, I want my page to be structured, so I'm going to write principal elements of the page. This is just a note. It doesn't display on my web page. Principal elements of the page. Principal elements of the page. So what I've done, this is just a note. It will not display on my web page. I'm just writing this to make my style sheet organized. So the first things I'm going to code is the body. I'm going to start with the body, to style the body. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the background color, because if you look in this website, you see that there's a background color with this color. So I'm going to start with the background color. So I'm going to type background color, and this background color, it's real hard to tell the name, but we're just going to look at a background color that is close to this background color. And I know it because I already have it. So you guys, what you're going to type is going to be we're going to use RGB. You're going just to type this background color, RGB 95, comma 213 and 230. So you're going to use this background color. Control S. If we save it and go back to our website, refresh, you see that the background color has changed. Okay, let's continue our coding. First, we want to index our coding properly so that it can. Okay, this is it. Now, after the background color, I'm going to change the font family of my web page. Font family, this is it. This one will apply to the whole body. So I'm going to use a trebuchet. Let me look for trebuchet. Trebuchet. This one. Trebuchet. Control S. I'm done with my body. So I'm going to go ahead and code the blog page. Remember the ID that I put in the blog page. This ID, blog page. I'm going to code Control C, my blog page, and an ID starts with a pound sign, and write blog page. So I'm going to start with the content. I want with the width. I want my blog page width I'm going to start with the width. I want my blog page width to fit content, and I want the margin to be auto margin auto. Control S. Let's save it and see our web page is coming along. So far nothing has changed, only the font size. As you can see, the font size has changed. The width and the margin, we can see it's really at for now. Let's go back to our coding. After the blog page, we are going to look at the section. I'm going to change the sections. We are still in principal element of the page. I'm just styling the principal elements of the page. So I want to target the section. I want to target the H1, and I want to target the nav, and the anchor. So inside, I'm going to use a code that's going to apply both to the sections, nav and H1, nav and anchor. Anchor is the link actually. We are going to start with the font family. I want another font family for the section H1, nav and anchor. So I'm going to put a font family. I'm going to give it Dayram. Let me look for Dayram for the font family. Dayram. Seems like I don't have Dayram here. Dayram sans serif. If I don't have it, I'm just going to type Dayram. Dayram space serif. Dayram serif. I'm going to change the font weight. Font weight I can leave it to normal, so I can leave it out. No font weight. I'm just going to change the text transformations. Text to uppercase. Control S. Let's go back and see our website the way it looks like. So you see the link is in lowercase. So I'm going, if I refresh it, this home all the way to content will be transformed to uppercase. This is it. This is as you can see, even the title has been transformed to uppercase. Now let's continue our coding. After the sections, we are going now to code the header. So let me write a comment to show that I'm now going to code the header. I'm just going to type header. Okay, now I'm going to code the header. So I start with the header selector. Sorry, let me write it properly. Yeah, the header selector. So inside the header, I'm just going to change one element, the background color. The background color of the header. As you can see in this website, the final projects, the color of the header is different from others. So I'm going to change the background color of the header. So I'm just going to type background color. And for this, we're going to use an RGB of the RGB is going to be 77, 92, 102. Control S. Let's go back and see if it works. Let's refresh it. This is it. You can see the background color of our header has changed. So after the header, we are going to work on the header H1. No, not the header H1. We are going to work on the navigations, the nav. We are done with the header. Now we are going to work on the navigation. No, I can even apply let me add another element. Let me add the font family for the header. That's going to apply. We can add the font family. Font family, we can use bold. Let me see if I have it. Bold Parik. No, I don't have it, so I'm just going to type it. Bold Parik. Bold Park Weiner. We're going to use Bold Park Weiner serif. Bold Park Weiner serif. And since, as you can see, the whole main content is not displayed properly, while here it's displayed properly, we're going to change the color into white. We're going to put it into white. So we're going to use the color white. Just that white. Color white, and after the color, we can even change the font size. Let's put it 2.5 EM. Control S. Let's save it and go see the change. We have changed the font. I think something went wrong. This should not apply to the header. We can put it to the nav. Yeah, this one will apply to the nav A. So far we can leave it like that. Control X. We are going to apply it rather to the nav A, because if we apply to the header, something will go wrong. So let's go down, put nav, starts first with the navigation, then we are going to go back to style this one. Control S. Let's go back to our previous. Okay. We start first with the navigations. Now we are done with the header. We start with the navigation. I can even write a comment navigation to show that we have done with the header. Control C. Control V, where I'm just going to write navigation. Now in the navigation, we are going to start with the nav. Remember, nav is right here. Everything inside here, inside here. This is what we are going to code. In the nav, we start with the display. We're going to in the nav, we're going to start with the display. We're going to put it display inline block. It should be in inline block. Yes, display inline block. We're going to change the width of our navigations. Width and width, we are going to put it 74 pixel, no, 740 pixel, and beside the width, we are going to use the text alignment to the right. Text alignment to the right, because we want this to come right here on the right side. Text alignment to the right, Control S. Let's go see what would happen. Refresh it. It's right here, but we are going to change it soon. So far, nothing special happened to our code. After the nav, we are going to target the nav URL, nav and UL, and unordered list. And here we want just to get rid of the bullet points. So we're going to use list style type. List type and put it to none. List type to none. Control S. If we go back, hopefully those bullet points will disappear. Okay, off they go. Now we continue our coding. Now we are going to work on the nav li, the list. The nav li2, we are going to start to use the display inline block. Control C, I'm just going to paste it here. Control V. And we are also going to use the margin right. Margin right. Margin right 15 pixel. 15 pixel. Let's save it and see what it looks like. Okay, you see our website has transformed to this way. Now let's continue. After the nav list, we are going to target now the nav A, the anchor, the link that's nav A. And for the nav A2, we are going to style it. We start with we're going to start with the font size. Font size, let's put it a font size of 1.3 em. And after the font size, we can work on the color. Remember, so far it looks blue, but we want it to be white. So the color, we're going to put it white. Control S. Let's save it and see first what it looks like. Okay, the color are now white. Now let's continue. Padding, we're going to add the padding Hope you guys know what padding means. Let's put 3 pixel padding. Control S. Let's see if it works. Okay. And I want to get rid of the underline. Let's use text decoration now. Text decoration. Text decoration. Let's put it none to none. To none. Control S, save it and refresh. There we go. The underlines are gone. Now let's continue our coding. We are done with the nav A, but we want to create something nicer. We want to create something nice, and let me show you something here. If you look at the original work, if you hover on the home, it changes the colors. So I want to create this effect. So they call it, let's go back to we're going to target still nav A, but we're going to add a colon and type over. Okay, now I want, if someone over or uses his mouse and over on my link, I want it to change the color, and I want that color to match the color of the bridge. So in the over, I'm going to put color. Let's just look for brown, but let's look another color that's going to, I think brown can work. Or let's just right click here. Let's look for something like this. Yeah, I think this one can work. Okay, we use this color, so when someone over, it will be this color. And I want the border bottom. Let's create a border bottom, yeah, to be 3 pixel solid, and have the same color too. Let's just copy this. Control C and paste it. Space. Okay, Control S. See what will happen to our website if it works. Let's try it. Save it. Now, if you over it, you see what happened. Change the color. Oh, this is not it. Let's put it here. Let's refresh. Yeah, it works. You see, the color changes. When you over, you want to select it, the color changes. It's become interactive now. Now, this being said, let's move on to our banner, and I'm going to code it to start with the comment. Put banner. And in the banner, we are just going to use the image selector because the banner is made of image. Control. In the image, we are going to start with the margin top. We're going to put it 15 pixel, and we want the width to fit the content. Width is going to fit the content and give it a relative position. give it a relative position, and margin bottom, margin bottom, sorry, should be after the semicolon, margin bottom, and the margin bottom we're going to give it 25 pixel. Actually, nothing will change that much. Control S so far. Let's go back and refresh. Okay, let's continue our coding. After the banner, we are going to work on the sections. We are going now to target the section part, so I can name it also section. Now show it that now we are holding the section part. In the section we have the article, and we are going to start with the display. The article, we're going to use display first, and we want it to be displayed in line block. Actually, this one will apply both to article and a site. We want it to apply both to article and a site to be in line block, and we want it to be vertical align top. We're going to use top, and text align. Text aligns justify. Okay, Control S. This is for both article and site. But if we go to article at itself, we can put articles width, the width of the article. Let's give it first 625 pixel. Oh, width, not Windows. Width 625, and margin right. Margin right of 15 pixel. 15 pixel. And beside this, we're going to Control S first. We're going to go the side, or let's go back and see how our website looks like now. Let's refresh. Okay, now we can see that the article is now on the left side. We are continuing with our coding. Let's go ahead and put we want this about me to come right here as a side note. So let's go and code the site. So to make it appear as an aside, this is what we are going to do. We start with the position. We're going to put it a relative position. We give it a width of let's say 235 pixel, At first, you guys, you don't have to know all these codes. You will just follow along. With time, you will master all these things. We start with, I'm going to give it a background color. Let me pick a random background color. Let me look for another background color, or I can just give it an href, a next background color. So for this background color, we're going to use 76B64. Okay. 76B64. Yeah, this is going to be our background color, the background color for our site. And after the background color, we're going to use the box shadow. We want our box to have a shadow of let's say so 0 pixel, 2 pixel, 5 pixel, and give it a color. So this one I'm going to use a X value of 1C1A19. Okay. After the box shadow, we're going to use the border radius. Once again, you guys are not supposed to know everything about this, but with time it will become obvious. Border radius of 5 pixel, because there are many things that we haven't learned because of time, but you can learn them on your own. We're going to use the padding of 10 pixel. Color, since the background will be like this, we want the color of our text to be white, of course. White. And finally, the font size. The font size of our site is going to be 09. Control S. Let's go back and see how it looks like. This is it. You see, our web page is completely changed. We have a site note here, but so far we are going to work on the footer. We're going now to code our footer. You see now even the display has changed because we have applied the sections, the site me sections. Now we are going to work on our footer. This is going to be the last style that we're going to apply. Footer. So in the footer, so what we're going to start, we're going to target footer, of course. And our footer looks pretty much the same with the header. So let's go where we coded the header. Let's look for where we coded the header. Header. I can find it again. It's just the same background color with the header. Yeah, this is its header. So we're going to pick this background color. We want it to match Control C. Let's put the background color should be the same with the header. Control V, Control S. Let's go see if there's applied. Refresh. You see, this is it. We have our footer with the same background color, but we want the text to be centered, and we want to change the height and the padding. So let's just add the text alignment, center it, text align, center, and let's add a bit of height, let's give it like 50 pixel, and a bit of padding 10 pixel. Save and let's refresh. Okay, this is it, guys. We have made it to the end of our web page. We have made a simple web page actually, with the header, the banner, the sections. We have the about me right here, and on the top, on the bottom, we have the footer. This is what you are going to do as a project. It has been a long session. You can break it into two, or if you want, today you can work on the HTML parts first if you want, and the next time you are going to work on the style. You're going to see how to apply the style. If you have time, you can start with the index and then move on to the styles and apply all these things. Once you are done, you have to send me your screenshot of your web page, which should look something like this, something close to what I've created. We might not have the same background color, but I want it to be something like this. In the text, you can put any text you want. Actually, you change created by, about the author. You can change the text if you want. If you want to keep Lorem Ipsum text, you can use it. And this is it, guys, for our last session for HTML and CSS. Hope you guys got it. As I said, at first it might appear daunting, but with times you get used to it. All these values, you'll learn it with time. If you want to continue in your own programming, learn more about HTML, during the next week when we work on review, I'm going to give you some websites that will help you, even YouTube channels that will help you if you want to continue, you want to dive deeper, if you want to learn more about HTML and CSS. So thank you very much for watching, and I'm waiting for this. If you can't do it today, you have all the time, even during review period. You can still work on your website. When it's finished, do send it to me. Thank you very much, and